All right, what's up? It's DJ Mad Wax. Been messing with my setup using iPad Pro with Algoriddim DJ Pro, and then I've got it wired through a Scarlett 18i20 audio interface, running into a Denon DNX-1600 DJ mixer. A while back, I'd posted a video showing how I'd map the entire mixer so I could just DJ from the mixer with DJ Pro, and then I was using these dicers for effects and whatnot, but I actually changed my entire setup, which is the point of this video. And what I've done is I've wired this up so I've got my traditional turntables, old school turntables on both sides, and I've got two channels here in the middle, which are the vinyl, okay? Because I like to still play with my vinyl records and do DJ mixes and whatnot. And then what I did is I routed the DJ Pro software program channels right here on the left and right, So I got my left deck over here, my right deck over here. And essentially, this is my right deck. And over here on that side, behind these headphones, I've got the left deck. And what I've done is I've basically set these dicers up to be the decks. And what's really cool about this system and the setup is that now I'm able to easily go between vinyl records back into the digital files, and then I can mix digital files into the vinyl records. I even set it up so I can do micro little adjustments on the tempo and whatnot, because obviously I don't have CDJs or I don't have anything with a pitch control for the digital deck, so I've kind of set up these buttons. I mostly get it right. I use, old school DJ listening style, where I'm listening in the headphones until I nail it, and then I cue it up and get it going. And I'll do a DJ mix later showing that, going back and forth between the different systems. But right now I just wanted to show you guys how I have this whole thing mapped, right? So from the last video, this is still the case. I can actually come here and scroll through tracks, right, using this. And then I can load into the left or right deck using these buttons. And maybe if anybody's interested, put it in the comments. I can do like a super detailed tutorial, like how I have all this mapped or whatnot. But let's say that I want to use this track that I just scrolled to. I hit the left button and then it just loads up, right? And there it is. And then the same thing if I were to load it up on the right side here. And we'll do that because this is a little easier to check it out. And I have this entire thing mapped and color coded in such a way that each of these different layers on this dicer does something else, right? So the first layer is the red triangle layer, and that's actually my DJ deck. So you can see that it's flashing here green. That's meant to emulate the old CDJ style of play, pause, or whatnot. So right now this track is paused. The orange 4 here is the cue. So if I were to turn up the volume and then hit the cue, oh, I pulled up the wrong channel. All right, so there it goes. So that's the cue. If I hit play, you'll see that the button now goes full green, and if I hit pause, it's back to flashing, right? So we'll keep that playing. Over down here on the bottom left of the dicer in the upper right, you've got some indicators here, softer green color. The top one is key, so that matches to up here, the key. And if I had another track playing over there, I could hit this and match the key perfectly. Down here, it's correlated to sync, right? So I can turn sync on and off with this. And when sync is off, obviously the button's off, so the light is off. So basically I'm trying to use all the indicators, and I map the LEDs in such a way that I know what's going on, right? So we want to keep sync on there and whatnot. And then we got one last button that isn't mapped. And then when I do press it, it's my reverse. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. All right, that's what that is. So basically I have just a full deck controlling the digital, file and algorithm right here, just from this first layer, right? And then I try to do little touches so I know what's going on, right? Light touches. So like, as you notice, when I press this, it turns yellow, and then I know that I'm reversing. Obviously I can hear it, but I'm a nerd and I like to do that kind of stuff, right? So that's that one. Then we got layer 2 over here. So when we go here, I think we got step functionality, because I'm pretty sure that the third layer is effects. So let's see what happens when I do that. I'm gonna press the 1 button. Yeah, so that's the beat break, right? Okay, and then I have some double mapping going on with this as well. So if I hold this button down, I believe it'll freeze the track. So that just allows you to do some cool phrasing and stuff. And that of course works really well when you have vocals and whatnot, because you can start stuttering around and jumping around. Not so much on this techno track, right? And then on this third layer is effects, right? So I don't actually remember what they all are, so let's just hear it. So that first one was a chopper. And then over here, fade out echo. Fade out echo quicker. And I believe these are dub echo effects. I think one of these is a half and one of these is a third or something like that. And the same thing I did on the other layer, if I hold this down, it acts as a shift and I can get other effects, right? So if I hold this button down, that sounds like some kind of reverb. I don't actually remember the name of that one. That's that freeze stop reverb out. Reverb, different reverb. And so that's kind of how I have this set up, which is pretty cool, man. I just wanted to share that. It makes it for a lot of fun, jamming and DJing. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. I had a really good time getting this set up, and especially being able to mix vinyl, mix digital files. I've got my 2 right decks. I got my 2 left decks over there. All of it running through this DJ mixer. And then of course what's really cool is you've got all the old school effects on the DJ mixer, which you can actually assign as things are playing. And then, let's say that I'm playing this track or whatever, and then I want to add a different effect. So I can actually come in here and go into effects then, turn off the MIDI so it's just the effects. And then I got effects on here, right? So let's see, we could do a flanger. We'll set it to whatever, 4/1. And then when we turn it on, and so that makes just for a ton of effects, man, that you can really do and get wild and crazy with the mixes. I've said before, I'm kind of an old school dude, so I just like to do long blends, but every once in a while I mess with these effects and whatnot. It's really fun to create some unique sounds. Thanks for listening. Peace out.